28, 30. It's like down to 0, down to 1. I'd say that's a sensor. I got no ticking. I have no engine noise. No reason to believe this engine's acting or behaving any different than it ever did. So I'm pretty confident we've got adequate lubrication, you know, and this oil pump's not failing or anything like that. I determined that very cautiously, of course. First happened with my wife driving, and I taught her well. She pulled right over and shut her down until I got there. But we can't live with this. This thing's just continuously bouncing. Ran the code and it's a P0521. Now I have a check engine though, so I can't wait to find out when I get home. I think it's gonna say P0523, which I believe. I had to drop my phone for Boise's finest as I drove by them. I believe it's P0523 is the sending unit, which is what we're going to purchase right now. What's up, guys? All right, so our problem right now is that this 2010 Cadillac ESV 6.2, it's the L94 full aluminum block. This V8 is giving me a lot of trouble with oil pressure. P0521 is our code. I've got the dashboard set up so that I can read it digitally, and it's showing that it bounced. Sometimes when it's cold, especially, it'll get up, if I warm it up a little bit and then rev it, get up over 3,000 R's, it gets up to, oil pressure goes up to 50, 49, 51, somewhere in there. But once it gets warm, an hour later, I'm flirting with 0. I'm flirting with 1, 2. I have no ticking in the engine. I do not suspect this motor does not run any different than it used to. I expect it to be a sensor issue. One thing I know is this is the sensor, the oil pressure sending unit, or what they call oil pressure switch. This particular unit threads into the valley tray on the top of the motor in the back by the firewall. Underneath it's a little finger screen, a little plastic screen down inside the port that this threads into. So you unthread it. I used a dental pick and pulled it out, and I tore the fabric, so I had to buy a new one. This is the new one that I put in yesterday, made by Dorman. Many people make it. They're about 10 bucks, 7 bucks, 8 bucks. 917143CD. When I did pull out that finger screen, it did have a lot of buildup, or sludge on it at the bottom of the finger screen, the lower portion of it. So I thought I was golden. I thought that was going to work. Put it in, put it back together, drove it around. Seemed all right, but I didn't really warm it up. It was late. This morning, today, we went out with the family, and it was doing it again. It was beeping on the dashboard all day long. Again, no ticking, no indication that I'm really having a low oil pressure issue. So I bought a new sensor, and we're going after it. I've seen a lot of videos. Guys are talking about taking the intake manifold off. It's ridiculous. Have you ever done a full delete on a Chevy LML? This is not hard. This is not too terribly difficult to get in there. It's not too tight in that firewall to get in there, get your hands in there. There's talk about taking off all the vacuum lines, depressurizing and removing the fuel line that runs to the fuel rail on that side. There's talk about taking that weird paddle thing that looks like they use it to hook their chain hoist to when they drop in a motor, taking that paddle out. I did that last night. I can get my hands in there, and I've got a fused wrist. This wrist doesn't even move more than that. I can get my hands in there. You guys don't need to do all that. Today, since I've already done it once last night, we're going to do it again, and we're going to time it. And I'm going to show you what does need to come out. Yeah, I bought the AC Delco on purpose. A little bit higher quality product. Reason being, this motor is 2 years old. I put a brand new motor in here 2 years ago. And I don't recall what sensor was put in, but whatever it was is brand new, and it only lasted 2 years. So why not go with the best product that we can, original, genuine GM product, just because I don't want to do it again. All right, so we're going to start a timer here, and Chase is going to time me and see how long it takes me to get that thing in and out. Ready? I'm going to pull this vacuum line that goes to my brake booster. I don't need to work on that hose clamp. It's one of those stupid hose clamps. If you tug on that line, it comes off. Done. Tuck it out of the way. Next is another vacuum line. Down in here, you might be able to see the little tab there. Twist that little tab, pull it up, pull it out of the way. I fold it up and over this little post here so that it really is out of my way, and tuck it under something. No big deal. I heard a guy say that if it's cold, those will break. I am asking a lot from that plastic right now, but I think it's good. Next, I'm gonna go to my actual oil pressure sending unit. It is square on, or flat on one side and rounded on the other. You go to the flat side with your finger, go up or away from the motor towards the wiring harness, and if you push, you will feel a little I don't know if you guys can see this in the film, a button to disconnect it. That is now off. I already set up my ratchet setup. I've got a 1 1/16 Craftsman deep. It's a 1/2 inch drive, so I got a reducer to 3/8 drive with a swivel and a 6-inch extension. Craftsman 3/8 ratchet going in the hole. Line it up. Give it a little wiggle. I'm on the oil sending unit and I am loosening. Talking about taking the intake manifold off. What? There's so many things in the mechanical world that are harder than this. Some of which do require a full disassembly of certain items to access it. This is not one of them. All sending unit out. New unit. Looks like it has some paste, thread lock, something on it. Currently we're at 3 minutes 6 seconds. It comes with this weird cap in there. Gone. And I always recommend doing this by hand at first, guys. You want to cross thread some aluminum or something. It's aluminum part going into an aluminum female threaded port. Gentle, straight. It's vertical. I probably should pull that finger screen out again and look at it, but I really do feel that it is a bad sending unit. We're already back on tight. We're threaded in. Get some cranks. Getting tight. Don't want to go crazy here. It's good and tight. That's done. We're going to go ahead and put things back together now. We're going with our brake booster, vacuum line. It's plugged in place. We're coming around here to put our other vacuum line on. Gently, I don't want to break anything. That's back in place. And click, and back to the camera, back to the timer, Chase. 5 minutes, 12 seconds. Give me a break. Are you serious? 5 minutes, 12 seconds. Now, in actuality, you would need to pull out that finger screen. It's underneath it, but like I say, that thing's brand new. Brand new. Less than 24 hours old. And now I can see what we got. Put my cover back on. Job is done. I did clear codes. I had a P0521 and P0522, but problem solved. I don't drop below, once it's warm it might get to 29 psi, but I float between 29 and I don't know, 52, 51 if I'm revving up above 3,000, somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000. Problem solved.